Okay, good morning. Today is Saturday. We are back again, bringing you as usual what we normally do on Saturdays and Sundays, bringing you games that will be played on the weekend. Yeah, so we'll talk about what happened yesterday in some leagues. Yeah, there are some games that were played, at least in Germany, Spain, and then in France. There were some games that were played, and then how the games ended. And in fact, we'll be talking about Girona versus Espanyol. Girona and Espanyol played a 0-0 drawn game in Spain yesterday, and then also in Germany, Bayern Munich defeated Werder Bremen 4-0, and the goals were scored by the goal was scored by, in the 16th minute, Sergi Gnabry, and then the 22nd minute it was on the 22nd minute Jonathan Tah opened the scoring for Bayern Munich. Then Harry Kane added one through a penalty shoot to make it 2. Then in the second half, Harry Kane added one, which was assisted by Luis Diaz. Then Konrad Lemar also added one, making it 4-0. So Harry Kane got a brace yesterday, making it a 4-0 win for Bayern Munich. It was Bayern Munich that played at home. And then also elsewhere in France, a game played between Strasbourg and then Olympique de Marseille. And the game ended 2-1 in favor of Olympique Marseille. The game ended 2-1 in favor of Olympique Marseille. Yeah, so that is what happened yesterday in Spain. 0-0 between Girona and Espanyol. 4-0 for Bayern Munich. That is a game played between Bayern and Werder Bremen, and then 2-1 a game played between Marseille and Strasbourg. It was Marseille that won the game 2-1. Now in today's game, that is 27th September 2025. Yeah, there are some games coming on in the Premier League. Yes, the Premier League. Then also in Spain, another games. Yeah, there are games there. Italy games will come on, and then also in Germany, and then the French League One. So let's move on to England. In England, which are the games coming on? At 11:30 local time. That means we have some, let's say, 1 hour time to go. That there is going to be a game between Brentford and Man United. Then Chelsea will be hosting Brighton. Then Crystal Palace will host Liverpool. Leeds United will play against Bournemouth. Then Man City will play against Burnley. Nottingham Forest will be hosting Sunderland. Tottenham Hotspur will play Wolves. Then in Spain, well, before we move on to Spain, let's discuss the games that will be coming on here. With Brentford playing against Man United. Brentford playing against Man United. Yeah, as usual, we know that for United it's up and down. They are not having a smooth ride in this year's league, and then not even only in this year, but the previous 2 years, the league that they've played, we've seen that Man United are not performing well, and then some fans are teasing them, and even the other fans has also, it's like everybody is on the neck of Man United. The fans are really bleeding. Yeah, they are really bleeding. So they are hoping that in today's game there should be a win for them. But let's take a look at the head-to-head start between Man United and then Brentford. They've played a total of 9 games, 5 wins for United, 2 wins for Brentford, and then 2 ending in a draw. So when you look at the head-to-head start, yes, Man United is ahead. And also let's look at the current form on the league table. The current form on the league table, Man United sit 11th. They are sitting 11th on the league table, and then Brentford is on the 17th position on the league table. So one, current form on the league table, Man United is ahead, and then also the head-to-head start between United and Brentford. They've played a total of 9 games, 5 wins for United, 2 wins for Brentford, and then 2 ending in a draw. So if you are going into prediction into today's game between Brentford and Man United, then it's like Man United has 60% of winning. Yeah, their chance of winning today's game is 60%, and then Brentford chance of winning today's game is 20%, and then the chances of this game ending in a draw is also 20%. So it looks like today's games favor Man United. So if you are a United fan, like I said, the head-to-head start favor Man United, and also the current form on the league table also goes in favor of Man United. Then the next game that will be played in England today is a game between Chelsea and Brighton. Chelsea and Brighton. We know that the Blues fans are also looking forward to see a win. In fact, in the Premiership this season, our expectations were high for Chelsea. Why am I saying that our expectations were high for Chelsea? Because looking at the way they played almighty PSG at the FIFA Club World Cup finals, yeah, no one gave Chelsea a dog chance to win against PSG, but they did the unthinkable, beating PSG 3-0. Not only beating PSG 3-0, but they dominated the game. They dominated the game from start to finish. PSG were nowhere to be found. So we were thinking that this year Premier League is going to be another contest between Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and then the rest. But here we are seeing Chelsea is like struggling to have some wins. So yes, although they are in a better position on the league table, but they drew against Crystal Palace, drawing against Brentford, and all. I think their last game did they win or lose? Yeah. So it's like Chelsea, the Chelsea that we were expecting, and the contest that we were expecting Chelsea to give in this year's Premier League, we haven't seen it yet. So how is this game going to be today? First of all, let's take a quick look at the head-to-head start. They've played a total of 21 games. 21 games has been played between Chelsea and Brentford. No, Chelsea and Brighton and Hove Albion. Between Chelsea and Brighton, they've played a total of 21 games. 11 wins for Chelsea, 5 wins for Brighton, and then 5 ending in a draw. 5 ending in a draw. So looking at the head-to-head start here, Chelsea has the edge over Brighton. A total of 21 games, 11 wins for Chelsea, 5 ending in a draw, and then 5 ending in a win for Brighton. It means that anytime that Chelsea playing Brighton, their chances of winning is 60%, 60 to 70%. Their chances of drawing is 20%, and then the chances for Brighton to win is also 20%. Yeah, so that is the head-to-head start. Let's also take a look at the current form on the league table. The current form on the league table, Chelsea sits C's. They are sitting C's on the league table, and Brighton is also sitting on the 14th on the league table. So current form, Chelsea is ahead. Head-to-head start, Chelsea is ahead. So we are expecting the head-to-head and then the current form to cushion Chelsea to carry the day in today's game. We are expecting a win for Chelsea, but if the game happens to end in a draw, don't be surprised. Looking at the head-to-head start, the number of times that Brighton had played Chelsea that the game ending in a draw is equal to the number of times Brighton has won against Chelsea. And if you are to subtract the draw from Chelsea's win against Brighton, it remains 6. So it means that when you also subtract the win from Brighton against Chelsea from the 6, it remains 1. So in any way Chelsea is ahead of Brighton, and we are expecting Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. Chelsea should win against Brighton and Hove Albion. We are expecting Chelsea to do the do today to make the Blues fans happy. Today. Then the next game that will also be played at 2 o'clock, that is between Crystal Palace and Liverpool. Crystal Palace is playing in the league leaders. Yeah, Liverpool is leading this current league, and in fact they were the winners of the Premier League last season. Liverpool were the winners. And then we are expecting Liverpool to continue with their winning streak. But remember, Crystal Palace is another stubborn team that sometimes they know how to disturb the big clubs, but not for this season for Liverpool, because Liverpool is in top form. So how many games have they played altogether? They've played a total of 28 games between Liverpool and Crystal Palace. A total of 28 games. 5 wins for Crystal Palace, 18 wins for Liverpool, and then 5 ending in a draw. A total of 28 games. 5 wins for Crystal Palace, 18 wins for Liverpool, and then 5 ending in a draw. So looking at the head-to-head stat, the number of times that they played, Liverpool have been winning more games than they drawing with Crystal Palace. So going into today's game, it looks like Liverpool is going to carry the day. But remember, it is Liverpool playing away to Crystal Palace. So at the Selhurst Park, today at 2 o'clock p.m. local time, Liverpool will be locking horns with Crystal Palace. And we are going to see who carries today. Remember, Crystal Palace draw with Chelsea. Yes, they held Chelsea to a goalless draw. Would they do same today against Liverpool, the league leaders? Yeah, we are not thinking that, because Liverpool is hot. The games that they are playing is very hot, and in fact, looking at the current form, Liverpool is first on the league, and then Crystal Palace is 5th on the league. So it tells you that today's game is not going to be an easy game at all, to be honest with you. Although they've played a total of 28 games, Liverpool winning 18, Crystal Palace winning 5, and then 5 ending a draw. And even looking at their current form, Liverpool has played 5 games, winning all 5, and then the 5 games played for Crystal Palace, they've drawn 3, winning 2. So it tells you that their strength in this year's league for drawing is a little bit higher than them winning. So if you see a draw for Crystal Palace as they are playing home today against Liverpool, you shouldn't be surprised. At all in today's game. So that is it for you. So we move on now to Leeds playing Bournemouth. How many times have they played each other? They've played a total of 6 games with no draws. So the games played between Leeds United and then AFC Bournemouth, they've played a total of 6 games with no draw. So it means that 4 wins for Leeds, 2 wins for Bournemouth, and then 0 draws. So it means that with these 2 teams, anytime that they meet, one should win, and then the most wins goes on the side of Leeds United, and then Bournemouth has just won twice against Leeds United. So in today's game, how or who is going to win? Looking at the head-to-head between these two, Leeds United sit on the 12th position, and Bournemouth Where are they? Where are they? Yeah, they are fourth on the league position. So it tells you that the current form in this year's league, between Leeds United and then Bournemouth is far ahead, because in their 5 games that they've played, they've won 3, losing 1, and then drawing 1. And then for Leeds United, they've won 2, losing 2, and then drawing 1. So that is it for the current form. So if it is current form, then Bournemouth is ahead of Leeds United. But if it is head-to-head start, then Leeds United is ahead of Bournemouth. But as usual, most of the time when we are going into games like this, we normally look at the head-to-head. We normally look at the current form. There are some games current form doesn't play. It's a matter of head-to-head. Who normally wins when these two sides are playing? Who normally wins? That is what sometimes football gives you. That is how sometimes football gives you. So in today's game that will be played between Leeds and Bournemouth, the head-to-head start shows that the 6 games that has been played between the two, Leeds winning 4 and then Bournemouth winning 2. But the current form here is telling us that Bournemouth is in form ahead of Leeds United. So we are expecting that with this current form, then Bournemouth should go ahead to win today's game. But if the head-to-head start that is going to play, then don't be surprised to see Leeds United winning today's game. But like I said, let's focus more on today's current form. The current form here for Bournemouth is far ahead of Leeds United. So when the game starts, we're expecting Bournemouth to use their current form to carry the day. But if they are allowed the head-to-head start comes into play, then I won't be surprised to see Leeds United winning, or today's game ending in a draw. Another game that will be played at 2 o'clock is going to be a game between Man City and then Burnley. Man City playing against Burnley. Yeah, so of course, when you talk about Man City, everybody is expecting a straight win. More so, Haaland is in top form, whereby Haaland is in top form, banging in the goals from left and right and then center. So if it is this that we are going to watch, then it's like definitely Man City is going to win today's game. But sometimes some teams prove themselves very stubborn, and the head-to-head start that I'm seeing here doesn't favor Burnley at all. A total of 20 games played between the two, just 1 win for Burnley, 17 wins for Man City, and then 2 ending in a draw. So the question is, how were they able to manage to get that true draw and then even that 1 win against Man City? And like I said, Erling Haaland is in top form. He is banging the goals for Man City in this season's league. Erling Haaland is banging in the goals, and more so, Man City playing at home. And in fact, this season, Man City is playing well. They are playing well in this season's league. So if you are to look at the current form between Burnley and Man City in this season's league, Man City is sitting 9th on the league table, and then Burnley is on the 16th on the league table. Someone will say that Man City sitting 9th on the league table is not good at all. Yeah, it is true. Anybody that knows Pep Guardiola's style, sometimes when they start the league, they don't play well. You see them crawling as if this season things will not go on well for Man City. But as soon as we finish the first half of the league, that is playing the first round, going into the second round, that is where we see Man City gathering their momentum, playing, and then firing from all cylinders. And then you see that with a surprise, you see them winning. Remember, there was a time that Liverpool was leading 10 points. When they finished playing the league, who won the league? It was Man City. And it was surprised, like, what happened? When did Man City bounce back into winning streak for them to win the league in the hands of Liverpool? Yeah, so that is Man City. Do not look at where they are sitting ninth on the league position. Yeah, don't let that mislead you. I don't see how Burnley can cause a headache or can make Man City sweat for their win. Yeah, Burnley is not going to give it to them on a silver plate. They are not going to give it to Man City on a silver plate. Yes, they will give it to them on a silver plate. They will have to stretch them before they win. But I don't see Burnley causing any surprise. And in fact, if care is not taken, they may go home with 5 goals. 5 goals against Burnley. Then the next game that will be played in England is going to be a game between Nottingham Forest and Sunderland. Nottingham Forest and Sunderland. That will be played at 4:30. Nottingham Forest playing Sunderland. And looking at the head-to-head, they've played a total of 3 games, 1-1 win each, and then 1 ending in a draw. 1-1 win each, and then 1 ending in a draw. Just 3 games that they've played between these two sides. So it's like they both have I mean, how do I say it? Let me say 35% of winning to each side, and then also another 35% of the game can also end in a draw. So it's like both sides winning or the game ending in a draw is on equal strength. So we are not expecting anything different or unique from today's game, but it's just that who is going to win today's game to move the tally or to get the edge of the head-to-head against the other. And then in fact, also looking at the current form on the league table between Nottingham Forest and then Sunderland. Sunderland sits 7th on the league table, and then Nottingham Forest is on the 15th on the league table. So if it is current form, then Sunderland is going to win today's game. But like I said, the head-to-head stats here is showing that they've played a total of 3 games, 1 win each, and then 1 ending in a draw. So let's see how today's game will end between Nottingham Forest and Sunderland. And remember, it's Nottingham Forest playing at home. But most of the time in England like this, when the two mid-tabled teams are playing, the strength is equal, and then anything can happen. It doesn't matter who plays at home and then who plays away. That is it. So the last game that we played today in the Premiership is a game between Tottenham and Wolves. So that is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Between Tottenham Hotspur. How many times have they played each other? They've played a total of 19 games. That is a game between Tottenham and Wolves. 19 games. 7-7 win each, and then 5 ending in a draw. So the head-to-head stat here shows that between the 19 games played between Tottenham and then Wolves, both teams have won 7 each, and then 5 ending in a draw. So it means that in today's game, it can be anybody's game. This is Premier League. I'm telling you, this is Premier League. And when you see something like this, don't be misled thinking that, let no one mislead you thinking that this season's current form, Tottenham is ahead of Wolves, and for that matter, with the current form, Tottenham is going to win. Yeah, that is true with the current form, but the head-to-head stat here sometimes plays much of the game. Although it's Tottenham playing at home, and with this form that they have, everybody is expecting them. And in fact, the game that they played between Tottenham, and then PSG, yes, they didn't allow PSG at all. They didn't give them a chance. It took PSG a penalty shootout for them to be able to win against Tottenham. And we were expecting Tottenham to do well in this season's league. And then looking at the head-to-head, the current form, Tottenham and then Wolves Wolves is sitting 20th. All the 5 games that they've played, they've lost all those games. It's a lose for them. And then Tottenham, in their 5 games that they've played, winning 3, losing 1, and then drawing 1. So if it is current form as we are seeing here, then definitely Tottenham Hotspur is going to carry the day. Remember, they've played 5 games in the Premier League, and in the 5 games that they've played, Wolves is yet to even draw a game. Wolverhampton Wanderers is even yet to draw a game. And looking at the current form of Tottenham Hotspur, then definitely it's going to be a straight win for Hotspur. But sometimes what you are expecting sometimes doesn't happen. The unthinkables sometimes happen in football. So will Tottenham allow Wolves to disrupt their winning streak today? Will Tottenham allow that to happen? Looking at their current form, looking at how Wolves is struggling to even draw a single game, will Tottenham allow that to happen? Will they give Wolves a point today, or they will say no to Wolves? And like I said, the head-to-head start between Tottenham and Wolves, a total of 19 games played, 7 win each, and then 5 ending in a draw. 5 ending in a draw. So it tells you that whenever that these two sides are playing, anything can happen. It can be anybody's win, or the game can end in a draw. So don't be surprised to see Wolves today getting a point, getting their first point, either being their first 3 points or their first 1 point in today's game. So that is it for you for the games that are coming on in the Premier League today. So that is it for England. So a recap of the games that will be played in England today. The first game that will be played at 11:30 is between Brentford and Man United, and then Chelsea will be hosting Brighton, Crystal Palace will host Liverpool, Leeds will host Bournemouth, Man City will host Burnley, Nottingham Forest will play Sunderland, then Tottenham Hotspur at 7 o'clock will play Wolves. Then we are moving on to Spain. The first game that will be played is at 12 o'clock local time. 12 o'clock local time. And it is going to be a game between Getafe and Levante. Getafe and Levante. How many games played between the two? How many games played between the two? That is a total of 26 games. They've played a total of 26 games. Yes, they've played a total of 26 games. 9 win each, and then 8 ending in a draw. 8 ending in a draw. So it tells you that these two teams, whenever that they played, anything can happen. Any team can win, and then the game can even end in a draw. Because looking at playing a total of 26 games, and then each side winning 9-9, and then 8 ending in a draw. So it tells you that the number of times that they draw is higher than the number of times they win. So if a game between Getafe and Levante ended in a draw today, don't be surprised. But like I said, they have equal strength. According to the head-to-head start, they have equal strength. So the game can be anybody's game. But let's look at current form on the league table. Is Getafe playing at home? So Getafe is on the 7th position on the Spanish Premier Liga. Then Levante sit on the 17th position in the Spanish Division League. Yeah, they sit on the 17th position. So if it is current form, then Getafe is far ahead. But the head-to-head start here shows that this side, anytime that they meet, it can be anybody's win or the game ending in a draw. So this is for you for a game that will be played between Getafe and Levante at 12 o'clock local time. 12 o'clock local time. Then the next game, that is a Madrid derby. Yes, a game between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Yes, this is the first big test for Xavi Alonso. This game is not going to be a test for Real Madrid. Why am I saying this? Because they've played Atletico Madrid several times. They know each other. They know each other. Yes, they know each other. They've played several times in so many games. So today's game is going to be a test for Xavi Alonso. It's not going to be a test for Real Madrid. It's not going to be a test because Madrid has been playing Atletico Madrid in so many games, so they know each other very well. So now, how many games have been played between Madrid and Atletico Madrid? It's a total of 53 games. A total of 53 games that has been played. It's a total of 53 games that has been played between Real Madrid and Atletico de Madrid. 22 wins for Real Madrid, 14 wins for Atletico, and then 17 ending in a draw. 17 ending in a draw in all competition. Whether being Champions League, La Liga, Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup, club friendlies. It's like in all competition they've played a total of 53 games, 22 wins from Real Madrid, 14 wins for Atletico Madrid, and then 17 ending in a draw. So in today's game, like I said, this is not a new thing between the two teams, but this is going to be a new thing for Xavi Alonso because this is his first time coaching a big club like Real Madrid and playing a stubborn side like Atletico Madrid. When I say a stubborn side like Atletico Madrid is very stubborn. They know how to disturb Real Madrid very well, most especially from the time that Diego Simeone El Colo took over as Atletico Madrid coach. This man has been a tormenting side for Real Madrid. Anytime that he plays against Real Madrid, he knows how to set up his team to disturb. If he is not winning, he will make sure that Madrid doesn't win. So in today's game, I'm sounding Real Madrid a big warning. Yes, one is Atletico Madrid that is playing home at Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Yes, at Riyadh Air Metropolitano. That is where the game will be played. In Madrid, this is a Madrid derby. And like I said, Atletico Madrid is a very stubborn team that normally disturb Real Madrid whenever that they are playing, whether in Champions League, Copa del Rey, UEFA, Super Cup, Spanish La Liga, any competition, anywhere that they meet Madrid, they make sure that they give it to them. They don't make it easy. So I'm sounding a warning. Looking at the number of draws, playing a total of 53 games, 17 ending in a draw, 14 wins for Atletico Madrid, 22 wins for Real Madrid. It tells you that in today's game, there's going to be a cagey encounter. Now, let's talk about current form. If it is current form, then Real Madrid is far ahead of Atletico Madrid. Because in the 6 games that they've played, Real Madrid winning all 6 games. And then Atletico Madrid, in their 6 games that they've played, they've won they've won 2 and then drawing 3. No, in the 5 games that they've played, yes, Real Madrid have won all the 5 games. Their last 5 games, they've won all. And then Atletico Madrid, in their last 5 games in the Spanish League, they've drawn 3 and then winning 2. So Real Madrid is first on the league, and then Atletico Madrid is 8th on the league. Current form, the way I know Atletico Madrid, how they play against Real Madrid, I don't look at current form. And in fact, today's game is going to be a big test for Xavi Alonso as a coach. His first time coaching Real Madrid, this game is going to be a test Today's game is going to be a test for him, and it is this game that will tell whether Real Madrid can win the league or not. Atletico Madrid is going to make it very tough for Real Madrid. It's going to make it very tough for Real Madrid. So this is where we will know whether Xavi Alonso is capable of handling Real Madrid or not. Fine, all the 5 games that he's played, his first game, they played against Real Oviedo winning 3. They played against Real Mallorca winning 2-1. Also Real Sociedad winning 2-1. Espanyol 2-0. And then also they beat Levante 4-1. That is the last game that they played. 4-1 this past Tuesday. But in today's game, I'm telling you, this is a test, a real test for Xavi Alonso and then his new Real Madrid team that he's setting up. So now the question is, how is he going to play this game? Is he going to set the team up as he has been doing, always playing Mastantuano on the left side? No, I'm not expecting that. And in fact, this is a game for Jude Bellingham. Yeah, once that Jude Bellingham is fit and then he allow him to play more than 20 minutes in his last game, I'm expecting Jude Bellingham starting today's game. Yeah, so let me give you a rough startup for Real Madrid. I'm expecting, of course, Thibaut Courtois to be in the goalpost. Yeah, Jacob, Dr. Planch, Raul, thank you so much for liking my show. OJ, thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm expecting Thibaut Courtois to be in the goalpost today. Dani Carvajal at the number 2 position. Yes, of course, Eder Militao, and then the hosting will be in the center, that is playing the 4 and 5 for Madrid. And then also Alvaro Carreras playing at the number 3 position. Then now in the midfield, if I happens to be in the shoes of Xavi Alonso today, I ain't gonna start Freddy Valverde. I'll rather play Tchouameni and Camavinga in the midfield, so that when these two players plays in the midfield, we will have some rough players. Honestly speaking, Atletico Madrid is a very rough team. Whenever that they are playing Real Madrid, they don't play a soft game at all. In fact, in all their games, they don't play soft. They play very aggressive. They are an aggressive team. So we need aggressive players in the midfield. Arda Güler, fine, he's skillful, he knows how to score, he knows how to run, but when it comes in terms of physique, he is not there. Arda Güler in terms of physique is not there. So we are not expecting Mastantuano and then Arda Güler to start. So even if Arda Güler is going to start today's game, he should start from the position of Mastantuano, then Jude Bellingham coming in the midfield playing at Arda Güler's position, so that we will have a strong team to face Atletico Madrid and win today's game. If Real Madrid wants to win Spanish La Liga this season, then this is a test for them. This is their first test, and like I said, in today's game, it's nothing new for Real Madrid as a team. It's nothing new for most of the players in this game. Yes, this is the second or third time Kylian Mbappe playing Atletico Madrid in the Spanish league. But for Carvajal, Militao, Courtois, Tchouameni, Valverde, Vini Jr., they've seen it all. They've played a number of games between Atletico Madrid. So in today's game is going to be one of the hottest games that will be played at 2:15 local time. For Atletico Madrid, obviously what you are seeing on the screen here is going to be their main setup. Of course, Junior Alvarez, we are expecting him to to be causing some headache for our defensive side. So what I'm expecting here, Freddy Valverde should start from the bench. In the midfield, I want Tchouameni and Camavinga to play in the midfield, so that we will have an aggressive players playing in the midfield for Real Madrid. Mastantuano shouldn't start today's game. Mastantuano, I'm sorry, this is not your game. This is not your game at all. And in fact, if possible, on the left side, the player that should play there should be Rodrigo Goes will play there. Then Jude Bellingham playing at Arda Güler's position. Then in the second half, when Real Madrid is winning, and then we want some soft players and then swift and skillful players to be disturbing Atletico Madrid with fouls and then yellow cards, that is where we will bring in Manstatuano and then Arda Güler to come and disturb Atletico Madrid with those foul plays and then play some delay tactics. Yes, so this is what I want Xavi Alonso to set up his team today. Like I said once again, this game is going to be one of the hottest games for Real Madrid in this season. We all know Atletico Madrid. Anytime that they are playing Real Madrid, even if they are dead, they will come back to life. Even if Real Madrid is dead, Atletico Madrid is dead, they will come back to life and make sure that they play Real Madrid with their last blood. So today's game will be one of the hottest games for Real Madrid, and it's going to be a test, not for Real Madrid, but for Xavi Alonso. It's going to be a test for Xavi Alonso. So this is my own take from today's game. If you are asking me between the two who is going to win, to be honest with you, I can't predict. To be honest with you, I can't predict. I can't tell you who is going to carry the day. If it is current form, then Real Madrid will win. But if it is stubbornness, then Atletico Madrid is going to prove it to Real Madrid today. That is it. Then after 2:15, the next game that will be played is between Mallorca and Deportivo Alaves. Real Mallorca and Deportivo Alaves. And then this game will be played at 4:30 p.m. They've played a total of 14 games, 5 win each, and then 4 ended in a draw. So it tells you that their strength is equal, so it can be anybody's game. And then also looking at the current form, if it is current form that we are looking at, between Mallorca and Deportivo Alaves, then the current form here is telling you that Deportivo Alaves is on the 10th position, and then Real Mallorca sit last on the league. So current forms gives the edge to Deportivo Alaves, but the head-to-head stats here shows that these two teams have equal strength. Then the last game that we played in the Spanish Premier League, it is between Villarreal and Atletico Bilbao. Villarreal versus Bilbao at the Estadio de la Ceramica. Yes, the yellow marine team will be playing Athletic Club. They've played a total of that is 30 games. They've played a total of 30 games. 30 games played between Atletico Bilbao and then Villarreal. 11 wins for Bilbao, 7 wins for Villarreal, and then 12 ending in a draw. So it tells you that number of games ending in a draw between these two sides is even higher than the wins. So don't be surprised to see today's game ending in a draw between Villarreal and Atletico Madrid. But with current form, Atletico Bilbao rather, with current form, Villarreal is third on the table with 13 points, and then Atletico Bilbao also sits on the table with 10 points. So it's just a 3-point difference. It's just a 3-point difference between Atletico Bilbao and then Villarreal. And looking at the head-to-head stats, they've played a total of 30 games, 11 wins for Bilbao, 7 wins for Villarreal, and 12 ending in a draw. So it can be anybody's game, and then the game can also end in a draw unexpectedly. Yeah, so let's expect these outcomes from the game. For me, my prediction here, the draw is higher than the wins for Villarreal and then Atletico Bilbao. We now move on to Spain. So we now move on to Italy rather. In the Serie A, 3 games will be played today. The biggest game will be between Juventus and Atalanta. That is the biggest game. Will be between Juventus and Atalanta. Yeah, so the first game will play at 1 o'clock between Como and Cremonese. So between Como and Cremonese, how many games have they played? A total of 9 games. Cremonese winning 7 and then 2 ending in a draw. So it means that Cremonese is not a match. Como is not a match for Cremonese. But looking at the current form also tells you that Cremonese is on the 6th position and then Como 8th. So it's just a 2 different gap, and then even the point 2 is also just 1 point between Cremonese and then Como. Yeah, sometimes we have one parable in account that says that it means that anytime that you see someone that is weak, then you always run after that person. The day that you stand that, okay, enough is enough, let's fight, that person is going to beat you up, isn't it? So it shouldn't be surprised we seeing Como winning today's game. But if it is head to head and then current form, then Cremonese is far ahead of Como. Now the next game in Italy that will be played at 4 o'clock is a game between Juventus and Atalanta. It's a game that will play between Juventus and Atalanta. This is another big game that normally plays, but Juventus is far ahead of Atalanta. Juventus is far ahead of Atalanta. A total of 37 games played, 21 wins for Juventus, 12 ending in a draw, and then 4 wins for Atalanta. And more so Juventus playing at home today. And then looking at the head-to-head start, then obviously it's going to be a Juventus win. And in fact, Juventus in terms of current form in this season's league, they are also far ahead of Atalanta. They are also far ahead. They sit second on the league table. Atalanta is 5th on the league table. Yes, if you look at the difference, the point difference is not that much. The point difference, Juventus is second with 10 points, Atalanta is 5th with 9 points. So it's just 1 point between these two. It's just 1 point between the two. But like I said, the head-to-head start doesn't favor Atalanta at all. It doesn't favor Atalanta at all. Looking at the number of games that they played, Juventus winning 21, 12 ending in a draw, and then 4 wins for Atalanta. Then it tells you that Juventus is far ahead. And then more so, in today's game, is Juventus that is playing at home. So those of you who played games behind the games, so know how to go into prediction. Then the last game that will be played in Italy, that is a game between Cagliari and Inter Milan. A game between Cagliari and Inter Milan. Cagliari and then Inter Milan. How many games played? A total of 28 games. Inter winning 18 of them, 4 wins for Cagliari, and then 6 ending in a draw. So if it is head to head, then Inter is stronger than Cagliari. And then also with the current form, Cagliari is 7th on the league table, and then Inter 10th on the league table. It's just 1 point between Inter and Cagliari. So current form here, Cagliari is ahead. Head to head, Inter is ahead. And of course, knowing Inter with their strength and how they defend, although in this season Inter is not that playing well, but yes, still let's give the edge to Inter, seeing them winning today's game. Yeah, let's give the edge to Inter for them to win in today's game. So now we move on to Germany to see the games that are coming on in the Bundesliga. Games that are coming on at 1:30 p.m. FC Heidenheim will host Augsburg. Yeah, and then the game will be played at FC Heidenheim home. Yeah, so they will play at Vihot Arena. How many games have been played between these two? It's a total of 10 games, 6 wins for Augsburg, 3 wins for Heidenheim, and then 1 ending in a draw. Current form between Heidenheim and then Augsburg, yeah, both teams are on the relegation position. Heidenheim is 18th, and then Augsburg is 16th on the league table. So the current form here is in favor of Augsburg, because Heidenheim are yet to even draw a game. Heidenheim are yet to even draw a game. So in today's game, Augsburg has the edge of winning today's game. Then now the next game will be played between Mainz and then Dortmund. Mainz and Dortmund. Some time ago, when Dortmund is playing, it's loving to watch. It's loving to watch. You can even predict that Dortmund is going to win. But of late, Dortmund doesn't play well at all. But let's take a look at the head-to-head start between these two sides. They've played a total of 32 games, 20 wins for Dortmund, 6 wins for Mainz, and then 6 ending in a draw. So if it is head-to-head start, then Dortmund is far ahead of Mainz. And even looking at the league table too, Dortmund has 10 points, which sitting on the second, and then Mainz is on the 13th position. So current form and then head-to-head starts here gives Dortmund the edge to win today's game. We move on also to the next game that will be played in the Bundesliga after Mainz and then Dortmund game. It's a game between St. Pauli and then Bayern Leverkusen. St. Pauli will host Bayern Leverkusen at the Mentor Stadion. Yes, that is Milanotor Stadium rather. Milanotor Stadium rather. I know that my fans will be laughing at me, but sometimes that is how it is. Not all the time that we get every word correct. You have to come back again and then re-pronounce it. That is it. So that is the game that will come on between St. Pauli and then Bayern Leverkusen. And in fact, they've played a total of 6 games, 3 wins for Leverkusen and then 3 ending in a draw, and then no win for St. Pauli. So it's like St. Pauli, instead of them winning, they will rather draw the game. So looking at the head-to-head start here, the head-to-head start here goes in favor of Leverkusen. The 6 games that have been played between Leverkusen and then St. Pauli, Leverkusen winning 3 and then 3 ending in the draw. So it's either Leverkusen winning or the game ending in a draw. But today, can St. Pauli get their first win against Leverkusen? We wait to see. So at the end of the 90 minutes, when you check your scoreboard, or when you come back to me, you will get to know who carries the day. Then Wolfsburg will also play RB Leipzig. Wolfsburg will play RB Leipzig, today. And then the head-to-head stats here shows that they've played a total of 25 games. 25 games being played between Wolfsburg and then RB Leipzig. Yes, 13 wins for Leipzig, 7 wins for Wolfsburg, and then 5 ending in a draw. So if it is head to head, Leipzig is ahead. But let's also take a look at the current form. The current form here, Leipzig is 3rd on the league position, and then Wolfsburg is 12th on the league position. Sometimes the current form doesn't play game. Always focus on the head-to-head start. What tells you, or what you see from the head-to-head start, will tell you how the game will be played. And then in fact, current form between Wolfsburg and then current form between Wolfsburg and then RB Leipzig also tells you that Leipzig is far ahead. Already the head-to-head start gives Leipzig the edge, and then the current form also is giving RB Leipzig the edge. But sometimes the unthinkable happen. If Chelsea with their weak team were able to beat Bayern Munich at their own grounds in 2012 to win the Champions League, and even doing same against PSG, then don't be surprised to see Wolfsburg winning today's game as they are playing home. The last game that will be played in the Bundesliga today is a game that is between Mönchengladbach and then Frankfurt. Mönchengladbach playing Eintracht Frankfurt. Normally, I always want to look at the head-to-head start. That helps me with my analysis and then to see who is going to carry the day. They've played a total of 32 games. 10 wins for Eintracht Frankfurt, 12 wins for Mönchengladbach, and then 10 ending in a draw. So it tells you that whenever these two sides lock horns, the chances of the game ending in a draw is higher than the chances of each side winning. So now, how is today's game going to play between Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Eintracht Frankfurt? So, as I'm telling you, the head-to-head start here is a total of 32 games. 32 games between these two. 10 wins for Frankfurt, 12 wins for Mönchengladbach, and then 10 ending in a draw. So the possibility of seeing today's game ending in a draw is very high, ending in a draw. But let's quickly look at the current form between Mönchengladbach and then Eintracht Frankfurt. So current form here, Eintracht Frankfurt sits on the seat on the league, and then Mönchengladbach is on the 17th position. In their 4 games that they've played, they've lost 2 and then draw 2, whereby Eintracht Frankfurt in their 4 games that they've played, winning 2 and losing 2. So current forms here give Eintracht Frankfurt the edge. But please, I've been saying this over and over and over and over. The head-to-head start plays a lot in the game between two sides, more than the current form. And there are some teams, it doesn't matter the head-to-head start, it is the current form that plays. So now in today's game between Mönchengladbach and then Eintracht Frankfurt, yes, the current forms here gave Eintracht Frankfurt the edge, but the head-to-head start here is predicting a draw between the two. Now the last league that we'll talk about is the French Ligue 1, and then there's 3 games coming on. The first game will be played at 3 o'clock local time, and it's going to be Lorient versus AS Monaco. Lorient versus AS Monaco. So everybody is expecting, when you hear the name Monaco, then obviously they are going to win. But things are changing. Monaco nowadays are suffering. In fact, they don't have the financial capacity to bring in players that are quality enough to compete in the league. So they are signing on fringe players. They are signing on fringe players to play their league. And of course, as we know, Paul Pogba has also signed for them, but is yet to play a game. Yes, but he is yet to play a game. He is yet to play a game. How many games that have been played between the two? A total of 20 games. A total of 20 games that have been played between Lorient and Monaco. 9 wins for Monaco, 4 wins for Lorient, and then 7 ending in a draw. So it tells you that whenever that they played, the one who stands the chance of winning more is Monaco. But if it is going to end in a draw, then obviously it can happen, because 20 games played, 7 ending in a draw, then it means that their draw games is higher than the number of times that each side can win. So in today's game, if you want to play a game behind games in today's game, then know how to do your prediction. If it is current form, let's take a quick look at the current form between Lorient and then Monaco in the French Ligue 1. If it is current form, then where do AS Monaco sit in the French Ligue 1? In fact, they are on the second on the table. AS Monaco has 12 points, and in fact 12 points, that is the 3 teams that are topping the league is Marseille, Monaco, and then PSG. They are all, and then Lyon and Strasbourg, they are all having 12 points each. And then where is Lorient on the league table? 17th position. Then the current form here gives the edge to AS Monaco. The current form here gives the edge to AS Monaco, and then even the head-to-head start also gives the edge to AS Monaco. So in today's game, we won't be surprised to see AS Monaco winning today's game. And in fact, they are looking at where they are sitting. They see that they have the chance of winning this year's league. So today's game, by hook or crook, AS Monaco will do whatever that they are supposed to do to win today's game. We move on to the next game that will be played in French Ligue 1 at 5 o'clock. That is a game between Toulouse and Nantes. Toulouse and Nantes. So how many games that have been played between the two? Yes, a total of 23 games played between the two. 8 wins for Nantes, 6 wins for Toulouse, and then 9 ending in a draw. So over here, their draws is even more higher than the wins between these two sides. Their draw is even more higher than the wins between these two sides. And then the current form between Toulouse and then Nantes. Toulouse is 9th on the position, Nantes is 16th on the position. So definitely, if it is current form that is going to play today's game, then Toulouse is going to win. But if it is head-to-head that is going to play today's game, then Nantes is ahead. But I won't be surprised to see a drawn game, because the number of times that they played, the draw is more higher than the win. The draw is more higher between the two than their wins. And then the last game that will be played in the French League 1 is between Almighty PSG hosting Auxerre at home. Almighty PSG hosting Auxerre at home. And then the number of games played between PSG and Auxerre is a total of 9 games. 5 wins for PSG, 2 wins for Auxerre, and then 2 ending in a draw. And then remember, Ousmane Dembele won the Ballon d'Or for the first time for Paris Saint-Germain in their history. This is the first time a player playing for PSG winning the Ballon d'Or. So after the Ballon d'Or winning the best coach and then the rest, how is PSG going to play in today's game? Will they allow the Ballon d'Or to get into their head? Will Ousmane Dembele allow the Ballon d'Or to get into his head? Well, we wait and see. By the end of the proceeding, that is the end of the 90th minute, that is when we will know who carries the day, or who wins in today's game. Like I said, they've played a total of 9 games, 5 wins for PSG, 2 wins for Auxerre, and then 2 ending in a draw. So if you are to look at current form and how each side is playing, then of course we are to predict that PSG is going to carry the day. We are going to predict that PSG is going to carry the day, and in fact we are not expecting any surprise from Auxerre. So from the 5 top leagues in Europe, in England, these are the games that will be played. So let me recap. Let me give you a quick recap of the games that will be played. If you are just joining, and then let me say sorry, you've missed some couple of analysis of the games that will be played. But don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow morning with the games that will be played tomorrow, and then bringing you some analysis of what happened in today's game, and then also some analysis in what will happen in tomorrow's game. So a quick preview, or a recap of what we've talked about. In England, these are the games that will be played at 11:30. We just have 10 minutes to go. Brentford will be hosting Man United. 2 o'clock, Chelsea will play Brighton. That same 2 o'clock, Crystal Palace will be playing Liverpool. That same 2 o'clock, Leeds will be hosting Bournemouth. And then Man City at that same 2 o'clock will be playing Burnley. Then 4:30, Nottingham Forest playing Sunderland. Then at 7 o'clock, Tottenham Hotspur playing Wolves. When you move on to Spain, 12 p.m. is going to be a game between Getafe and Levante. Then at 2:15, the big game, Atletico Madrid, the stubborn side, playing their bitter rivals Real Madrid. And from the time that Diego Simeone took over as a coach, he has been disturbing Real Madrid a lot. So in today's game, anything can happen. It can be anybody's game. Don't look at Real Madrid current form. I repeat, don't look at Real Madrid current form. They've played a total of 53 games between the two. 53 games, 22 wins for Real Madrid, 14 wins for Atletico Madrid, and 17 ending in a draw. So imagine a 53 games, 22 win for Real Madrid, 17 ending in a draw between Real Madrid and Atletico, 14 win. Do not let current form deceive you, and do not also let the head-to-head start. If it is head-to-head, then Real Madrid is far ahead. If it is current form, Real Madrid is far ahead. But in today's game, I'm telling you, this is a game that will test Xavi Alonso, that will prove him whether he is ready to coach Real Madrid or not. And this is the game that will determine whether Real Madrid can win the league or not. Remember, as soon as Real Madrid drop points here, any win for Barcelona tomorrow, they are catching up. Any win for Barcelona tomorrow, they are catching up. So Real Madrid, their worst performance in today's game should be a draw. So that if Barcelona wins, they will be on the same level with Madrid. The only thing that will be a difference between Madrid and Barca is the goals difference that will push Barcelona ahead of Real Madrid. But the points will be equal. And If Madrid wants to continue to maintain their leading, then at all costs in today's game, Real Madrid has to win. And this is the setup that I want for Xavi Alonso. Thibaut Courtois in the goalpost once again. Thibaut Courtois in the goalpost. The number 2, of course, we know that is Dani Carvajal, since Trent Alexander-Arnold is injured. And then the 4 and 5 is going to be between Dean Hosing and then Eder Militao. Then the number 3 is Calares. In the midfield, I don't want to see Valverde. Valverde should rest. If anything, that we need someone to replace Dani Carvajal, it is going to be Fede Valverde. In the midfield, I want Eduardo Camavinga playing alongside Aurelio Tchouameni, so that we'll have an aggressive midfielders. Then the 3 players that will play in front of these 2 DM, and then behind Kylian Mbappe, I want to see Vini Jr., I want to see Jude Bellingham, and I want to see Rodrigo. This is not a game for Ada Goulet and Mastantuano. This is not a game for them. If they will play, they should come on in the second half with their soft touch. They can attract some fouls and then yellow cards to play some delay tactics against Atletico Madrid. Please, Xavi Alonso, I want you to follow my lead in today's game to win. We want to win and then maintain the lead. Then after Madrid games, Mallorca will be playing Deportivo. Then at 7 o'clock, Villarreal playing Atletico Bilbao. In Serie A, 1 o'clock, Como Cremonese. 4 o'clock, Juventus Atlanta. Then 6:45, Cagliari Inter. In Bundesliga, 1:30, FC Heidenheim playing Augsburg. With the same 1:30, Mainz Dortmund, St. Pauli Leverkusen, Wolfsburg RB Leipzig. Then at 4:30, Mönchengladbach versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Then the last but not the least, that is the French Ligue 1. Lorient locking horns with AS Monaco. Toulouse locking horns with Nantes. Then the last game at 7:05, PSG versus Auxerre. Thank you so much, all my fans. Thank you, Dr. Planche Raoul, for liking my show, and all those who also like my show. Thank you. We'll be back again tomorrow for another show, bringing you what happened in today's game, some analysis, some talking points, and also what will happen in tomorrow's games, who is going to win, and then we'll move on. Once again, thank you. We'll be back on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for another Champions League show. Once again, my name is Richmond Kofi Bedun Anadebra. Goodbye. Please like and share and comment. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you all, and I love you.